Gord Andrews with VBN Sports here with GW Graham and Team Canada West receiver Logan Buchwitz. Logan, you got into football around 2011, I think I was reading. What sports were you playing before that?
Oh yeah, I did. Before that, I played rugby. I did swimming, lacrosse, soccer, and track and field.
Wow, so a little bit of everything. Is there a sport that's kind of second in your heart then?
Yeah, right now it's probably basketball.
Well, as much as I can remember from the games that I've called that you've played in, and I started, I think, back in 2016 with VBN, you were always one of the big guys on the field. Now, with your size, are you surprised that coaches used you at running back, at receiver, instead of putting you on the O line?
Well, actually, at first, when I first started out, I was playing O-line, but the coaches realized that I was sort of fast and could run. That's when I started playing running back, and then eventually, because of my size, I made the transition to receiver like 2 years ago. So, yeah.
Do you like that? A little less contact at the line of scrimmage, a little more contact with the smaller DBs and quarterbacks down the field?
Yeah, I do. And catching is like my favorite part of the game, so I really like receiver.
You capped off your community football experience with the big win at the 12-man provincials. I think you had 3 touchdowns in the game. What do you remember from that Bantam win? And was it a little sweeter because I think the year before you guys actually lost a close one to the Victoria Renegades?
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, the year before we lost by, I'm pretty sure it was 3 points. And yeah, I just felt good to be with the team and like because it was most of the players from the last year's team, anyways. And so yeah, I just felt really good.
Were there a couple of coaches that really stand out to you in your community football journey that kind of saw something in you or encouraged you or motivated you?
Oh yeah, like well, of course all of them, but a couple main ones are Jason Spanner, Scott Wilkins, Matt Paisley. There's so many I can't name all of them, but yeah, I appreciate them all.
Now, what was it like playing with your Giants teammate Dylan Myers at the U16 Western Challenge? You're playing for Team BC, I think. There were 4 teams in all. Was it nice to have someone familiar when you play your first kind of big, not international game, but big showcase kind of game?
Oh yeah, it was really nice. Like obviously I was nervous, and so him being there like helped me calm down and just helped me perform better. And I think it was the same for him as well.
2018, that's a year that was quite the football year for you. What was it like playing at the University of Texas Stadium in the International Bowl? And not only that, you scored the touchdown too. How was that experience?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, that was probably my most memorable football experience to date. And yeah, it was just the atmosphere and the level of play was very high, and it was just a great experience for me and to see what like more of the next level players will be like.
Now, I understand you also got to tour where the Cowboys play. How much of the stadium do you get to see?
Oh yeah, we got to walk around like underneath where all the players go before the games, and then we seen like the small locker rooms, and then we got to go on the field and like take photos and stuff, and that was really fun.
No doubt. Now, you got to play for both the junior and senior varsity teams when you switched to playing high school ball for GW Graham. And I got to get this straight. Maybe I read this wrong. 49 touchdowns in 18 games between the 2 teams. So, what game were you most challenged in, or were there any games where guys were actually not able to shut you down, but it was a little tougher snaring that ball? Do you remember?
Mm, I think. Oh, we had on junior varsity we played Belanus, and the first time we played them, I think it was a preseason game. We actually lost to them, but then the next time we played them, I think we won 54-6. So we came back, and that was good.
What do you think your biggest skills are as a receiver? Is it the quickness? Is it the route running? Or is it the God given ability with your size?
Oh, I definitely think it's my size and my hand size, and like, um, I'm pretty good at jump balls, and so that's probably my best ability.
That Subway Bowl against Windsor stands out to me for two reasons, Logan. Number one, you guys combined for 96 points. You guys had 69 of them. What is the
Yeah.
feeling like as an offense when you step on the field and you're like, we're probably going to score this time again?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, our O line was performing super well, and our quarterback Grayson was throwing very well, and our receivers were blocking. Our running back was doing good fakes, and yeah, it was just great. Our whole team was clicking, and we had such great chemistry that game.
Well, it's nice when you win a championship. It's even nicer when you're the guy that gets 7 touchdowns. Is there ever a game where you've eclipsed that and gotten 8 or more, or was that the most you've ever gotten?
There's actually a game in Pee Wee where I got 8 touchdowns, and I rushed for 470 yards, I think. Yeah.
So were those a lot of those like you guys got the ball on offense, maybe down on the 20, and hand off to Buckwitz, and up he goes up the
Yeah,
middle, and bye bye?
it was we were playing Meadow Ridge, and like the game was like back and forth, like we scored and then they scored and we scored, so it just kept going and going and going. And yeah.
That's awesome. You're 6'4", right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, that's also a size where you could play basketball. And I understand you have played some basketball in the past, but you didn't play for the Grizzlies this year on the hardwood. You did, however, have a lot of friends that were playing for the Grizzlies, and they win the championship in the AAA. Your thoughts on your school winning that championship and how nice it was to see some of your friends lift that trophy?
Oh yeah, that was great. Like everyone on the team, and they're all my friends, and yeah, especially Clay, the MVP. He's like one of my best friends, and he just did so good that game, and I was really proud of him. Yeah.
And is he there cheering you on when you're playing football then, too?
Yeah, he goes to my games usually.
That's awesome. Not everyone gets a chance to meet their idol. Now, not even less people get a chance to play for their idol. I know you're a big Geroy Simon fan growing up, and I understand you got
Yeah.
a chance to do some 7-on-7 with Geroy Simon coaching. Tell me about that experience and how long you had to shake off kind of the idol mentality and understand he's Coach Geroy.
Yeah, that was great. I've actually played for him and against him on sevens, and yeah, but when I was playing for him, it was like the first time I was there, I was like extremely nervous, and just all of the coaches are like ex-Lions players, and so it's just they expect you to compete at a high level because that's what they did, and it makes it like more challenging when you're there.
You got to play for another CFL legend not that long ago in a nationally televised game on TSN. Tell me about playing for Team Henry Burris and what you remember about that experience.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, all the players were such high level, and the coaching was amazing, and the competition obviously was great, and it's nice to have that like the higher level of play and such, because it's like a good challenge, and I like the competition a lot.
Now, you scored a touchdown, I think, in that game. And did you start getting even more and more interest from universities on maybe both sides of the border?
Yeah, I did. About then was when more and more Canadian schools started contacting me, and a couple yeah, D2 and D1 American schools.
Do you have a preference, or you're like wherever is going to be the best opportunity to get out there and show what I can do?
No, I don't really have a preference. It's gonna be who like presents themselves the best, and just makes me want to be there.
We got a chance not that long ago to see a guy that's followed some of your journey in terms of he started in community football. He ends up going to the States kind of on a last minute scholarship and gets drafted in the second round by the Steelers. Your thoughts on Chase Claypool and how inspiring that must be for a guy like you?
Yeah, that's great. That a kid from Abbotsford to go to Steelers is just amazing. We were so happy for him, and like, yeah, it just like makes it seem like anything's possible. And if I work hard enough, I think I can do the same thing.
Logan, most people don't get into their city's sports hall of fame until they retire. Last year, though, you and Jordan Huitema, I think I got her name right, you're honored with the first ever Chilliwack Sports Hall of Fame U18 athletes, male and female. How did you find out you were getting honored, and tell me about that experience?
Oh yeah, it was great. I think I found it from my parents, and they're really excited, probably more excited than me. And yeah, I felt really honored and grateful that I was being recognized for that.
Did you know Jordan before that from growing up in Chilliwack, and was she there, or was that a chance to finally meet her?
No, I've known her for a bit. She's one of my friend's cousins, and so I've just seen her around sometimes. And yeah, we used to sort of talk, but she's sort of like a celebrity now. So
She is a big deal. That's kind of neat to see too, isn't it? That out of the same town, another person's gone on in a different sport, a different kind of football, and is achieving the success that she has. Is that something that you kind of dream of? That you would love to be a role model as you continue in your football journey for the little kids playing community football in Chilliwack to aspire to?
yeah, I would love to be a role model. Yeah, I love helping the little kids, like when Giants did the like spring camps and all of their camps they do. Like I'd always go volunteer, and it was just fun to see like the kids growing up and like aspiring to be football players and just hear them talk about it. It was just great.
Now, you had a huge setback last year, and I know it really hurt not only you, but your football team. Tell me about the injury and how long it took for you to recover from that.
Oh yeah, that sucked. Is I got hurt in the Hayaks preseason game. I tore my hamstring, and that took me out for my entire season and a bit after it into my seventh season. And yeah, the recovery process was long, but it just showed me how hard I need to work and how I need to always keep bettering myself. So
How tough is that for you? Because I'd imagine that's probably the most serious injury you've ever got to not be on the field with your teammates, but have to be there watching and encouraging them. Did you learn more about the game from watching than maybe if you were playing?
yeah, actually watching from the sidelines, there's a lot I wouldn't see on the field that I could now. And like I was helping coach the players as well, and so it just gave me a new perspective on the game, and it was actually really nice to see.
That's got to be frustrating. You recover from this injury, and all of a sudden the world goes absolutely crazy. So, how are you training and staying in shape for when you hopefully get a chance to get back on the field in the near future?
Oh yeah, I work out and then I go to the CSS field and do some like footwork and speed training and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can do right now because I do home workouts, sorry. And yeah, and so it's just sort of complicated, but it's the best I can do. So
What's the best piece of advice somebody that's played football ever gave you?
you just have to outwork your competition pretty much. There's always going to be someone who's trying to work as hard as you. And if you want to succeed, that's what you got to do.
Well, Logan, keep working hard. I know the people of Chilliwack and football fans in BC are proud of you and loving the progress you're making, and we wish you all the best here in the near future.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
That's Logan Buchwitz of the GW Graham Grizzlies, also a former Team Canada West receiver. I'm Warren Andrews with BBN Sports. Thanks for tuning in.